My name is Ryan, and I'm the founder of Zapsheet Games. I haven't been active on this channel ever since it really started. There's been a few videos here and there, but I would really like to get more and more active on this. I figured the best way to do that would be to, one, have weekly, or maybe monthly if I can't keep up with the weeks, devlogs about my game. Because that will not only help me stay in contact with anyone who watches these videos, but it will also encourage me to actually get stuff done throughout those time periods so that I actually have something to brag about in the videos. And the second reason that I would like to be more active on this channel is that I would just like to get more out there in the community. I think all the indie game developers could definitely use more feedback on all their games. And while I could just go around and giving a few comments on a few of them, like going to some game, playing it, be like, oh hey, this is a good game, I found this. While that does help, I feel like I can help more. My game is titled Labyrinth. It's a first-person dungeon crawler game that tells the story of this town, and everyone in this town goes through the same exact dream every night. They get thrown into the center of a procedurally generated labyrinth, and they find themselves a sword, and they need to venture through the labyrinth, finding a bunch of different items, a bunch of different weapons, and they can fight off enemies, and their end goal is to defeat the physical manifestation of fear. The game has a heavy focus on collecting a bunch of items, and these items can range anywhere from a simple boost to your attack stat, all the way up to an item allowing you to consume enemies after they die, or maybe enemies can explode when they die, or just get an extra mid-air jump or anything like that. So these items are really diverse, and all these items can actually be stacked. Take an item called the Broken Fang. The Broken Fang gives you a 10% chance to siphon 10% of the damage that you dealt. Now if you collect 2 of them, you get a 20% chance to siphon 20% of your damage. The same thing works with every single item. Every item will get more and more powerful the more you collect of that item. Now this whole item stacking is really fun with the magical lamp item, and that item gives you an extra mid-air jump. So really, if you find 6 of them, you can jump once off the ground and then jump 6 more additional times. So it gets a little insane, and it really gives the player like a feel of progression. Right, so version 0.7.3 is adding 4 major things, one of which is a visual upgrade to the labyrinth, another is the inspection boxes, and there's also 2 new enemies being added, which are the mimics and the golems. Starting off with the visual upgrade, I've gotten a good bit of feedback on this game, and it seems like a good few people have one similar complaint. And they're saying that the labyrinth didn't really feel like a dream, which I completely understand. So during that time that I got that feedback, I was actually working on the Mimic and the Golem, and I had dropped them, and I started working on the visual, like the visual overhaul for this game. That said, this was not planned in the update at all. It was just something I kind of threw in. It's made this update take a little bit longer to get out there, and I figured I should probably keep you guys updated, which kind of initiated me into making this video. So I'm showing some gameplay of it right now on the screen, and all the walls, the texture, and the ceiling, everything has pretty much been retextured. They all have a new shader on them, and everything looks pretty good in my opinion. Now, the other thing I mentioned was inspection boxes. These inspection boxes, they can actually show all the stats to a weapon, the description of an item, and something as a little addition to the weapon one. It'll compare the new weapon with your current weapon. So if the new weapon has more damage than your current weapon, the number will appear green. If it has less, it'll appear red. And the same goes for the knockback and the reach stat. Next up is the Mimic enemy. The Mimic enemy has been something that I've been thinking about ever since the start of this game. It's just, I've been needing to figure out how to animate him, I've been needing to figure out how to actually implement him in general. Each treasure chest in the labyrinth have a 3% chance assuming I don't change that percent, that's what it's going to be in the actual update. So they've got a 3% chance to it be a mimic. And you can tell if it's a mimic by the keyhole. So the normal treasure chest keyholes are vertical, and the other, and a mimic is actually horizontal. Once the player interacts with a mimic, whether that's through an attack or through trying to open it, as if it was a treasure chest, the mimic is going to jump up, he's going to be a little startled, and he's going to run really fast away from the player. And every now and then, he'll stop, and he'll throw out 3 bombs. These bombs can destroy the labyrinth, they can destroy enemies, they can hurt the player badly. Throughout all of this, the mimic is definitely a little scary. So that only leaves us with the golem left. The golem is actually the first enemy that I've ever modeled and animated inside Autodesk Maya. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm really proud of this guy. He can do a punch animation, and he can also like take his hands, he can throw them above his head and smash down on the ground and just cause a massive shockwave. And this shockwave just tears down the labyrinth. I would like to thank you for checking out this video. I'm going to keep a link to this game in the description, and I will see you next video. Thanks.